Hey everyone. Fuck's sake. Last night I just got back from Star Wars and I had doubts saying about all the reviews saying it's not going to be that bad. It wasn't, but it wasn't good. Honestly, I came out disappointed. I came out disappointed. Just not the whole movie. The ending itself was just complete shit. The entire movie was at least a 7 or 8 out of 10, but the ending put it down to a 5 or a 6. Wow. Honestly, this is something I was gonna make a review on Instagram, but this is honestly something that I have to go in a lot of detail about because there's a lot of specific things wrong with this movie, and one of them is plot holes. I'll get into that the next video. So this is just a little mini review or something, just to say what I thought about the movie, and I think I'll make a next uh, part two to this, and go into deeper detail about what was so bad about this movie. There are other people that made videos on this, but this is just my opinion. So we're back, Star Wars and all that. When I was young, I used to love Star Wars when I was young. Today, not so much. Why? Because Disney fucked it. Disney fucked it. Rogue One was alright. Solo was shit. Force Awakens was alright. Last Jedi was not good. And now this was just not good either. I think this one's better than The Last Jedi, but it's not as good as The Force Awakens. But I will be honest, the sequel trilogy was better than the prequel trilogy because I hate the prequel films. They are complete and utter wastes of garbage, and they do not deserve to exist. They are an absolute insult to film. But I don't know what to say. Honestly, I'm still processing it because I went in thinking this is gonna be good. This is gonna be good. A lot of people, yeah, critics are all critical about everything. Therefore, they're not gonna rate things highly. They've done it in the past. I made a video about it, but it's gonna be good. And I came out just disappointed. I was disappointed and confused. But what can I do? Honestly, it's not J.J. Abrams' fault. I don't really know whose fault it is. But yeah, Disney just had to go. Well, actually, I said it was no one's fault, but here I am blaming Disney. It is no, I don't really know whose fault it is. I'll have to look it up to see if there's actual a legitimate like point of blame. If there isn't, it was just a bad movie. Then fine, whatever. But I've been seeing a lot of mixed reviews. Some people are giving them 10s, 9s, and 8s, and some other people are giving them 1s, 2s, and 3s. Honestly, they don't deserve a 1. It doesn't deserve a 1 or 2 or even a 3. But it doesn't deserve a 9 or a 10. If you're a massive fan, you'll probably rate it an 8. But if you're like me, you'll probably just rate it a 7. Um, I think the minimum I'm able to go is a 5. Yes, a 5. The highest is an 8. I'm not going to go all out and say 9 out of 10. But that's just my opinion. None of you have to agree. If you do agree, good for you. But put your thoughts down in the comments below if you've seen the movie. But yeah, we're back here in Star Wars with Rey, Finn, and Poe, and all the other group. And I don't have to say spoilers because it's been advertised the shit out of. Emperor Palpatine's back, and he's all right. He's all right. I don't think he's as good as here as he was in the other films, but he was a fine little addition. I think they could have went with Snoke instead of Palpatine, instead of taking the short way. But honestly, instant Kylo Ren carries this film. He carries the shit out of it. He was the best part about it. Not only is he really badass, but just the way he was, like, the actor for Kylo Ren has got acting chops. He was in this marriage divorce film on Netflix, or not on Netflix, or some movie, and I've seen clips of that, and he's a really good actor in that. So I think he's got some training from that into Star Wars, and I've always really liked Kylo Ren. He was a pretty good villain for the whole franchise, but not as good as Darth Vader or even Emperor Palpatine. But he was a good villain for this generation, even though no one really likes, no one like this generation, no one that I know likes the originals, and I'm like, the original ones are good. They're good fun, good nostalgic fun, and this is what this movie did good, was nostalgia. It was felt great to be back in the universe that George Lucas made, and they made little Easter eggs and little cameos to original things, like they brought Lando Calrissian back, not a CGI doll. They actually brought back the actor who played as Lando Calrissian in the originals. Um, the action, fine. The action was fine, but when it comes to Star Wars, it's always got to do with the writing and the action. The action is what gives this film a 3 or 4. It gives it an instant three or a 4 because um, Kylo Ren wasn't the only good actor in here. Daisy Ridley as Ray was. She's good. She's good. She definitely put her. You could tell she put her all into here. Um, John Boyega, pretty good. And everyone else just did fine. Not outstanding, not Oscar worthy, but they were pretty good. And that's the cutoff. That's the cutoff. Things that are good in the CGI is good. The CGI is amazing, and some of the practical effects that they use are pretty cool. But there's not a lot of good shit in this movie. The writing is what destroys it, and there's a lot of shit they just throw in there. They just chuck random shit in there, and they don't resolve it, and you're just left there confused. You're left there just sitting. Well, how did this happen? Well, how did that happen? How's this end? Who's that? And it completely baffled me for the entire thing. And the first thing they do off start as soon as they start off, the first thing they do is set up their first little plot of how did the Emperor come back to life. They don't fucking explain it. They don't explain how it works. They tell you like, oh, the dark side has its special way of, like, I don't know, that it's all got to do something with the dark side, but I was like, well, how did that work? That doesn't tell me how he was brought back to life. Obviously, he survived from getting dropped into that pit or whatever it was in Return of the Jedi, and he was, and who the fuck were those? That's probably a spoiler, but honestly, the movie is good to see once. And if you're looking for some good action, it's also good to watch. But if you're looking for a satisfying conclusion to the franchise, this ain't it, Chief. This was a very disappointing film, and I think I'm gonna have to go with a 6 out of 10. It was disappointing out overall. The action, the CGI, and the practical effects of the performances was pretty good, but the rest just completely just shutters down the movie. I was expecting more, but in the end, we didn't get any more. I think I need to like see the movie again or see the movie again and actually like do my much more in-depth review. But this is all I have for now. I was gonna make it on Instagram, but this is something that I just could not just make unless you all wanted to read a fucking novel. Then I would have preferred to make a video on it. So, well, at least one thing good that came out at the end of the year came out good at the end of the year. The Witcher. If you guys haven't started watching The Witcher yet, you need to fucking watch it. It's a fucking wicked show, mate. So, yeah, this is all I got. God damn it. Check out my previous video where I go on a little rant about Game of Thrones, and because I made a video about it before, and I wasn't a very good analogy, and that was a way better video on my part. I think that was way better than the other one that I made. Um, and make sure everyone to subscribe, like the video, and share this channel. Everybody, share this channel to people that would be interested. Thank you all, and goodbye.